heathens. So today's video is going to be kind of just like a let's chit chat while I do another inspired look. My boyfriend kind of picked this one, and by kinda I mean I told him to pick some colors and he just kind of went with it. So we are going to be doing an Iron Man inspired makeup look. So I'm going to try to go with the classic red and gold, and I'm going to start off with my face because I think the eyes are going to be the main focus. I found this little foundation sample. It has literally nothing on it. Also, it's just coincidence that my nails happen to be red and gold, which is, I'm assuming, what made him think red and gold. But I have no idea what brand or shade this foundation is, but I found it when I was cleaning the other day, so I figured might as well go ahead and use it. It's not exactly my shade, but we're gonna use it anyway. And I have another little foundation like sample card over here beside me that if I really need to lighten it up, I can go in with the lightest shade of it. And that one, it does say what foundation it is and what shade it will be. So that one should be fine because it is a Tarte Shape Tape one that if I need to lighten it up, I can go in with the top one, Fair Sand, which I believe I would actually be fair neutral. But we're gonna blend this out and see, because I'm thinking and hoping that once it blends out, it'll kind of be okay, at least manageable for this. Kind of like the, ooh, maybe not. I was gonna say kind of like the Smashbox one I have, because it is a shade or two too dark. Oh my goodness, okay. No, this is not gonna be manageable. So what I'm gonna do is pat it all around real quick, not fully blend it out, and then I'm gonna go in with this one in the shade Fair Sand. See if I can just kind of rip it open, pull this one off. So it also comes in like a little, what would you call this? I kind of want to call it like a pill case, because this is what like allergy pills are in. Little foil packet. I don't know why they're so hard to open. And I'm just going to try to get my hair out of it. And I'm going to just pat this all over my face as well. And then we're going to blend it in. Can you see the line on that side of my face? Once I started putting it on, I have no idea why I thought that we could make it work. This is not how I plan to do this video. So let me mix these two, and I'll be right back. Hold that thought. I'm back, looking as good as I can make it using those two. So I used a little bit more of this, blended everything out. Is it my perfect shade? No. Did I want to get rid of the little sample cards? Yes. And then I went in and set it with the e.l.f. translucent powder in the hopes that it would tone it down a little bit. It does not match my neck. We are not going to pay that any attention. And we're going to go into the next step, which is bronzer. And I'm going to be using the Ofra bronzer in Americano, because I do want this look to be pretty chiseled. And this is one of the more intense bronzers that I own. And so we're just going to take that down the cheek. I don't want to go like too heavy-handed, but I do want it to be noticeable since we are going for an Iron Man-esque look, and he has obviously the Iron Man helmet on. So I want to kind of embody that to the best of my ability. If I was more artfully skilled, I would do like a full-on Iron Man look, because I feel like that would be super awesome. But right now, getting an even chiseled face is good enough for me. I'm going to put the slightest bit up here in my hair. You can see on my forehead where the foundation ends. We're going to try to cover that a little bit with some bronzer up into the hairline. Pretty sure that the top of my head is white and gray from setting powder now. So we're just going to put a little bit of bronzer up into it and call it a day. I'm going to take some right down here. Because whereas my last look was a little more, you know, abstract, avant-garde, whatever term you want to use, I want this one to be a little more everyday, in the sense that you could actually see someone wearing this if they so chose. So the bronzer from the side is a little intense, but I wanted to make sure from the front that you could make out where it was, what I'm trying to chisel out, and I think I did them even at the tops this time. Yay me. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the eyes. I'm actually using an eye primer today, and I did put a little foundation on my eyes, so it might look a little creasy, but I'm gonna go in with the Hard Candy Long Wear Primer, 12-hour wear, extends and sets makeup. I'm going to use this just on my eyes because since we are doing an Iron Man inspired look, one of the colors is going to be red. And the best red that I could find in my collection was the James Charles and Morphe palette. And from everything that I saw when it first came out, that red stains. So, since I am filming this on a weeknight, that means that I work tomorrow, and I'd like to not go to work either with 12 pounds of foundation to cover up a stained eye or looking like I have pink eye. I don't really want either one, so we're going to try really hard to make sure that this is going to come off easily. And pretty much as soon as I'm done filming and go show my boyfriend the look that I came up with for it, it's coming off. Just being honest. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and move into eyes. I have the giant James Charles and Morphe collab palette for one whole shade, which, looking at this, is the shade You're Kidding, which is this nice bright red. Even when I was swatching it, trying to compare it to some of the other reds in my collection, it kind of stained my arm. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it happened. So we are going to take a brush that, let's see, is this stained or does it have product on it? I'm going to take it on my makeup wipe and see. Okay, so there's not a lot coming off, so I'm going to wipe it on my hand now to get any makeup wipe off. It's kind of got like a green staining along the side, but it's a fluffy Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to I have a hard time opening this palette. I'm going to dip into that red. This thing is so huge. Like, it's great, don't get me wrong. It has a lot of colors, and I just got it on my gold, but it's gigantic. It takes up most of my desk. So we're going to start with this eye. I'm going to try to pat out the creases. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat it on first, and then think about blending. I'm trying not to go all the way down. I accidentally did a little bit, but I want to leave it a little open because we're going to turn this into a cut crease, which we all know I am so good at, aren't I? I'm the best. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just try to start building it up. And then we're going to see about cutting the crease to put in that gold. So like I said, I did a little better on this side because I can see it a little better with where my mirror is, and left that outer corner open. But I am going to go in with another layer or two of the red to build it up to the pigmentation I want. And I'm trying to have it kind of blown out at the top, which is actually the reason that I didn't fill in my eyebrows, because I don't want them to stand out. And naturally my eyebrows just don't. So leaving them blank, so to speak, if that even makes sense, is what I thought would be the best thing to do. Once again, my eyes do not exactly match, but that's okay. So I'm kind of just trying to use my eyebrows as a general guide, but not, like I said, I don't want them to stand out at all. So that's all I'm going to do right now with the red. I'm going to go ahead and go in to try to cut the crease. I'm going to hold that brush to the side though, because I feel like I am going to need it again to blend out a little bit once everything is said and done. So I'm going to take my trusty brush, my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm, which if you're new to my channel, new to my videos, this shade is much too light for me as an actual concealer, but works great for when I try to make a cut crease. Or maybe I just use way too much as a concealer, I'm not sure. So we're going to take this all the way across, not all the way to the inner corner, but all the way out off of the eye, because I want the gold to come up off of the end of my eye, out under where the red is. So this is pretty much literally just my lid, just not going all the way over. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the other side so I can try to make them as even as possible. Take a little bit more on the brush, maybe a little too much. There we go. I'm very particular about how much I get on it because I don't want to fully open my eye and have it kind of bleed up. Is bleed up a thing? Can you bleed up? I think you know what I mean though. Like, I don't want to open my eye and have it wind up on the very top of my lid, because I have semi-hooded eyelids, and if I'm not careful when I open my eye, I'll have concealer all up there. I'm going to take it out under. This side is much sharper and cleaner, so I'm going to work on this side just a minute. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go in with the gold. I'm going to clean the red off it. I'm going to throw something into the trash on accident. This is the Colored Rain Superstar. Excuse me, it says on the back, which I didn't notice before, that this shade was specially made for Ipsy. But I'm sure you can find something similar. This is an incredible shade. Like, look at that. It's a very, very yellow gold. So I'm going to take my finger and we're just going to start by patting on to that area. Trying not to get the very edge. I just got it outside my eye. But that's okay, because we're going to clean it up in a minute. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. What I'm doing now is just building up most of that pigmentation on that area. And then I'm going to go in with, where's the brush that I had? And that's not the one I had, but it'll do. Yeah. So this, just flat brush. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it into this. Get some on the brush. I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of setting spray. And then I'm going to take it to get that finer line along where the crease is cut. And then up out here. Like I said, I do want it to come up and out a little bit out here, kind of like a wing. But I took it a little too low, so we're going to try to clean that up. Because we still have a highlighter that we're going to use. So I don't want it to look like this is also the highlighter. Then I'm going to do the same thing to go in for the other eye. Spritz it with a little more setting spray. And then press it along that upper line. And then out here, which I keep needing a little bit more of. I have a cramp in my leg because of the way I'm sitting in my chair and trying to lean forward, so I'm going to adjust a little bit. Hopefully you can still see just as well. I feel like this eye definitely goes in a little more toward the inner corner. So I'm going to take a little bit more on my brush. Another little spritz. See if I can get it to stick. And I'm going to try to bring this one in just a little bit more. I guess I'm going to make them both touch the corner. I have an eyelash on my cheek. Rude. Alright, now I'm going to take, I'm out of breath trying not to poke myself in the eye while doing that. That is not the brush I want. That is the brush I want. It was really hard to do this from a distance, like trying to look at my brushes over there. Sorry, just making sure this one's clean. It's a nice little angled one. It is from Scone. It's actually a brow definer. We're not using it for my brows. We're going to go back into the Morphe and James Charles palette. And I'm going to take this yellow down here, which is B. I'm going to load this brush up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm going to load the tip of it up. And we're going to take this under the eye, starting in the inner corner, and just pulling our way over to the outside. Just to give it a little little something on the bottom. Trying to open the palette. Whew. Opening this palette in itself is a workout. Do the same thing on this eye. All right. Now we are going to highlight and readjust again. For highlighter, I didn't pull this out, which was kind of dumb on my part. I know in my head what I want to use. Should have had it ready. Didn't have it ready. We're going to be using the Wet n Wild Fire highlighting bar, which was part of their Zodiac collection. It's got a combination of like red and gold. This is what we're going to lay down first. So I'm going to take this nice fluffy highlighting brush from Complex Culture. Get the little piece of fuzz off the top. We're just going to run this along the whole thing. Tap off the excess. And take that along the high points of the face. This is not the only highlight we're using, by the way. This is just the first highlight that we're using. Same thing on this side. Take it slightly down the bridge of the nose. Keep its bow. And then this is the one we're going to use above the brow with whatever's left on the brush. And then we will be going in with Ofra Rodeo Drive. Same brush, same side. This one is actually, in my opinion, a little darker, but also a little brighter. Like it catches the light a little bit better. So we're going to pop that right on the actual side. You can kind of see it from the front. It does start to cast a shadow. But that way from the side, it catches the light. And I'm going to take that shade on my pinky. And that's what we're also going to pop on the inner corner. So I'm going to go do mascara off camera, and then I will be back for lips, and we will be wrapping it up. So I will be right back. I am back. I just used the Petite and Pretty Fully Feathered Volumizing Mascara. I received this in a boxy charm, so now we are going to go ahead and move on over to lips. I'm going to be using the Becca Ultimate Lip Definer, again in the shade Fun, to line the lips. And I'm going to try to not talk while I do it. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat in the back. I have no idea what he's crying about. All right, I'm not filling them in all the way with this, so I'm just going to look weird for a second. Then I'm going to go in with the Coven Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Blood Moon. This brand's really nice, if you haven't tried them, by the way. Just got a nice little wand, little regular doe foot. It's almost got like a candy smell to me. but this is one of the best red liquid lipsticks I have that doesn't push into like orange or being too bright. All right, and that is the finished look. We are going to add a little setting spray, not to make it last, but just to make it a little dewier. And then we are going to take down the hair, and that's it. That is my Iron Man inspired makeup look. I feel like I have setting spray droplets all over my forehead, but they'll be gone in time. And that is the look. So I didn't mention doing one in the video, getting ready, because I wasn't sure if there was going to be enough sunlight to do a natural light check-in. And this is what we're looking at. Let me know your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!